Alright, Teencom. Let's take a look at your game. As you told me, you're red in this game. For context, I just started playing about a month ago. Been watching your videos for longer and how oscillated between 1100 and 950 elo with the goal of hitting 1350 by the end of the year. There's a few things that I know I did wrong in my Dark Age and I'm working on, but there are some other questions, namely when to hit unit transitions. I was fully prepared to spam CA into camel archers and genitours and how to properly balance my economy, specifically if I'm floating gold. Okay, let's take a look. Take a look at your Dark Age. Also, welcome to the Patreon if you're new to the month. Welcome to the game as well if you're new to the game. You said you've been playing for about a month, so that's good, bro. Welcome to the game. Welcome to the Patreon. Take a look at this game. Small thing, but this bothers me a lot. It's like when you have the sheep, the next sheep, bring this one close to it. So like, look at that. This is a small thing, I know, but look at how like they walk. They have to all walk that like one tile to go to the sheep. If you put the sheep right here, they just instantly jump on it. So like you get like 10 extra food per sheep, just because you're eating them faster, which is good. I mean, you might as well stay efficient, right? That's a small thing. Bringing in that boar, playing as the Magyars, probably just want to open scouts. Good boiler, love it. Nice. How's your scouting? Good. Pretty clean Dark Age for 1 month of gameplay. It's kind of insane. Nice. If you care, what you did there was a bit inefficient as well. You garrisoned all your vills, 10, and shot it twice with 10 vills. But 7 vills is enough to kill it. So it's not that big of a deal. But usually, you don't want to garrison everything. Alright, in this case, it's fine because that boar already finished, so it was actually perfect timing. But in case you care, 7 and hit it twice is usually enough, or like 8 and hit it twice is enough to kill it every time. So you could be a little bit more efficient there. I'm just giving you this information in case you care. It's not that important, and I stress that. Okay, eating another sheep. That's completely fine, by the way. Okay, we didn't take our chickens. That's fine. There's only 6 of them, so it's not that big of a deal. Gonna go 18 pop? There's no way you hit 18 pop. You hit it. 8 seconds out of time. Bro, that's pretty good. This wood line is absolutely terrible, by the way. We got scammed so hard. Like, there's some openings here. This one would have been better, but I don't think you would have known that. Little barracks house in the front. Yo, this is looking hella clean. Like, look at your opponent, man. Look, you're up 2 vills on your opponent, basically. Because he just has 58 seconds out of TC time. Stable here. Okay, this is for your first, I would consider major mistake. So you get up to feudal. This scout, especially as the Magyars, it gets +1 attack. You should be already at your opponent's base harassing a vill. So like what you can do for some early cheese or like just early pressure is just good. If you get up to feudal age, you already start hitting one of his vills. If he hits you back with like 2-3 vills, you just run back. You don't like take damage. Just he reacts, you react, you run away, and then you keep doing that, and then you just wait for your scouts to come out. Takes a bit more action from you, but it sets the tone, like it sets the pace of the game, and it also distracts your opponent a lot more than it hurts you. Because in worst case, you just lose your scout, but in worst case for your opponent, he loses the villager for free if he's not paying attention. So his worst case is way worse than your worst case. So that's why you should be harassing with your scout. Also teaches you to play faster, which is good. Then we start walling. 1 villain on either side. You're an absolute savage, bro. You're listening to the Patreon. Respect. Sending the 2 scouts far forward. And just playing with some villas. That's pretty good. Also, this is your first rec review, and you didn't give me permission to be, like, unfiltered. But honestly, I don't care. I'll be unfiltered anyways. So I hope that's okay with you. If you find it too harsh, sorry, man. But so far, I speak good if you play well, so you'll get both. Okay. I actually like this. You're gonna get 2 bills. That's actually huge. Your opponent's just idling as well. Okay. That's fine. So I know what happened there. You actually selected all your scouts one shot and moved them together. So that's a fine mistake. No problem happens. More of a misclick than a mistake. You're idling so much of your opponent is fantastic. But actually, take a look at your base. You're still making vills. You cut your scout production. And you kind of delayed your farm production. So like, already, by the way, you're playing fantastic. But what you can do to take this a step further is while you're scout rushing, I want you to make the farms as fast as possible. This will give you a really fast castle time. And it's going to give you a lot of food to continue fueling your scout production if you want to stay extended feudal. So no matter what, just using your wood and spending it on farms immediately is the best case scenario for a scout rush. I wouldn't commit to this bill because you already know he garrisons. So that was horrible. That was horrible. What you could do is just push him off and then just run away. And exactly do this. Come here and hit the mill. But your opponent is completely screwed, actually. Completely screwed. Like, there's no way we lose this game, right? Gonna be walling up. Walling up with 2 vills. Look how efficient it is. Yeah, beautiful. Not going to gold. A bit early on the gold, though, I think. Like, you have only, like, 8 farms. What do you plan to do? You want to go scouts into archers? Your opponent doesn't even have a barracks. What the hell is going on? Don't tell me we lose to this guy. Please. Please. We have to win. He's not playing correctly. House wall. Beautiful. Mining camp. You're adding in some scouts. Yeah. So at this point, once you're fully walled, you can decide if you want to add in scouts or not. But, like, if you add in scouts, you have to go forward immediately. Because you don't need anything on defense here. So, okay, you have that idea. That's fine. You go out. You're a bit early to gold, but it shouldn't be that bad. Like, basically, you're trying to hit 200 gold when you have 800 food. If you have too much gold when you have 800 food, then you know you went a bit early. And your uptime is later than if you didn't do that. Wheelbarrow, we have 4 scouts. Can we find some more damage? You have 1,000 extra res over your opponent. That's Castle Age, by the way. So you have Castle Age on top of what your opponent has. There's a bunch of spears here as well. Now that was fantastic. I don't know what you were talking about, camel archers. How does your opponent get the camel archers is the question. You're destroying this guy. You're going in deep, but that's okay. You might get trapped. At this point, yeah, I would just run. Oh, who is your opponent? Who does he think he is? He's idling like 10 fills and going for a quick wall. This guy watches Viper. That's why he's losing. Oh my goodness. Now I'll go for a range transition at the back. That's good. You want to go CA? That's good. Attack in lumber camp. Exactly. That's what I teach you on the Patreon. The mill timing, the berry timing, so you can switch to lumber camp. That's really good. I can tell you've been watching the Patreon videos. Like, this gameplay is so good. You've been playing for 1 month. I can't believe it. How's at the back? It's good. Second range, though. 2 range transition. Don't start innovating on me now. Like, just stick to what works here. Bloodlines? You asked about unit transitions. Like, this is a perfect unit transition. 2 ranges, bloodlines, fletching, go CA. No problem with that. That's actually fantastic. And CA is perfect here because your opponent's on 5 spears and he's walling. So CA beats both of those. It beats walls and it beats spears. No! We're gonna go scale barding armor. Why did we make the range then? Also, why do we want scale barding armor? Nice, you pick up another villager. You're all over this guy. He's quick walling again. I love this guy. Ah! Why did we stop listening? We've been playing perfectly, but 5 CA out of 1 range. This would be a perfect 2 range transition. Fletching Bodkin. You can add the TC as well. You can afford everything. This is horrible. Now you just 1 range CA. You're gonna mass them so late, and you're not getting upgrades on them. Light cav as well. You're doing both units at the same time. This is absolutely horrible. This game went from you're playing amazing to you should actually uninstall. Like, that's how bad the Switch was. Alright, so this clearly is your weakness. This is why you're not climbing. Because you're playing amazing up until 20 minutes. Let me make it easy for you. We always pick 1 unit to go for. Or if we mix units, it's always because there's a very good reason to do that. We don't mix 2 brand new units because we feel like it. So for example, in early Castle Age, we don't have enough fills to do 2 units right now. Later on, at 70, 80 vills, you can mix 2 units. You can even mix 3, all right? No problem with that. But early, you can't afford to make 2 different types of units. And if you do that, you're going to be missing out on upgrades on them, so it's going to be inefficient. So, what you want to do is just pick one or the other. There's no right or wrong answer. It depends on what you want to do. Here, CA would have been better because your opponent is on walls and spears. So 2 range CA. Don't make a single light cav because we're not going light cav. You get husbandry because that helps CA. Get bloodlines on the way up because that helps CA. Also helps your scouts a bit. And then you just go 2 range CA. And you just pressure your opponent with 2 range CA. And you get some damage done while booming. And if you want to go light cav later, you can do light cav once you have 3 TCs and 80 vills. And you can mix them into the CA. But doing both at once, you're going to be number 1, missing upgrades. Number 2, not able to mass that much of them. And number 3, you're going to be fighting awkwardly because you have 2 units that don't have upgrades. Or don't have all the upgrades. So, it's just going to be horrendous, basically, is what's going to happen. Your opponent is getting infantry armor. He's going to go pikeman. Yeah. Also, we're sitting at home defending versus a guy who's in feudal age, by the way. You definitely should be attacking with those guys. Fletching coming out now. We're floating some res here. Actually, the reason you're floating res is because you went for the light gap. I know it sounds crazy, but you spent all your food on light gap, which you're supposed to be spending your food on vills. And then, like, instead of needing that many farms, you would have more wood and gold. And you'd be spending your gold faster. So if you just did 2 range CA, you would spend your gold more. You'd keep your food. So your economy would be way more balanced than it is right now. Because you just burnt, like, basically 500 food on the 5 light cap plus upgrades. Okay. When I stay at home, we're starting to get unbalanced. Remember, when we get 1,000 of a certain resource in castle and we can't spend it, get a market. Your opponent's on Genitor or Pike. So at this point, all I have to do is outboom him. You don't need to transition here, by the way. Like, your opponent's on Genitor plus Pikeman, he's just on counter units. All you have to do is just outboom him. You know you have a better boom than him because you got the cast stage faster. So you don't have to panic here, you can just go back. Also, if you didn't make a mix of both units early, you'd have a lot more CA, so the pikeman would be not a threat. So in that case, all you have to do is find a counter to the Genitor, so you can just go CA and add in Siege. See what I mean? And also, like, right now, you don't have upgrades on CA anyway. You have, like, Fletching, so they suck. And your opponent does not have upgrades on Genitor because he's also mixing units. So your CA, if you just have 30 CA full upgrades, you actually win this fight, basically. Instead of the light cap. Castle on the hill, good. 3TC boom. Should just be able to outboom him here, though. And this comp is good long-term. So, like, CA Hisar is a good long-term comp. So, I don't mind if you just go for that. I think that would be very fine. Town Watch, Bodkin. Good economy management, by the way. Like, in general. You're just getting the right stuff. Thumb ring, good. I'd probably just wait for imp at this point. You can go for another castle in the center. Oh, okay. I think you're going a bit too much now. So, like, you're going CA light calf, and now you're getting Corvindian army. Do you know what this tech does? This tech makes Magyar Hisar not cost gold. That's not a priority right now. Priority should be imp first before that. So you're just like doing too many different things. Keep your game plan simple, okay? These 1000 ELO games is just about whoever like executes a simple game plan the best. Also, you got the upgrade, the unique tech, and you didn't make a single Magyar Hisar. So as far as I'm concerned, you spent it on a pack of cigarettes. And that's it. You blew the money, basically. You owe me 300 food or whatever that costed you. 2,000 gold. Just use the market, by the way. Like, market, buy some food, buy some wood, and it fixes your entire life. Your opponent just now getting Bidax. That's brutal. But, I mean, this just shows, like, 1,000 ELO, a guy who's not on the Patreon, and who probably watches Viper because he's quickballing, versus a guy who watches Hera and is on the Patreon. Your gameplay is so much cleaner. You will climb, and your opponent will be hard stuck. I'm nothing personal. Like, pipe flawlers, I invite you to the Patreon, invite you to watch my stream and whatnot, but you have much more organized play, so you will actually improve, your opponent will not. He's doing random stuff, and random stuff never leads to improvement because it doesn't stay the same, it's always different. Forward castle, which is amazing. Magyar Hisar, this is perfect. So you did want to go Magyar Hisar, so I think just going imp first, then spamming Magyar Hisar is good. But now forward castle is exactly as we mentioned in the Patreon, so again, I can tell you're watching the videos. And now you just want to fully upgrade your comp. So perfect. So CA Hisar. And by the way, you might be thinking, oh, like Hera likes CA Hisar. What's the big deal? You were doing this the whole time. The big deal is if you just start with one unit, boom, you get to imp faster on that unit, and then you're faster to mix in the other unit. So for example, a guy that only makes CA and booms will get to CA Hisar faster than a guy that makes light cap and CA and then booms. You understand? So you get to your late game comp faster if you just do one unit plus boom into the second unit than doing both units at the same time while booming. Hope that makes sense. It should be clear. Skirmisher. Why were you going Skirmisher? Like, you just want to piss me off, bro. The game's over. You just text Skirmisher. You just expose yourself. You expose yourself. Nah, it's fine. You probably went Skirmisher because you're just not sure what to do against your opponent's units. And you were asking me about tech switch. So here's the deal. You only do tech switch if you need it, alright? In a perfect game, you always play your best comp. And then you only switch if you need it. So for example, here, you might be thinking like, Yo, my opponent's on Janitor and Camel Archer, so I probably need Skirm. Like, it makes sense. You're absolutely right. Skirm bodies these 2 units. However, because you're so far ahead right now, I'd rather just see you upgrade your main army. So like, instead of Elite Skirm, Bracer, Chemistry. These upgrades work for Skirms anyway. Bracer, Chemistry, Hussar Tech, +4 armor, or +2 armor. Start like that. And then if your army is like not working, then you can tech Skirms, alright? But like, in general, 1-2 units fully upgraded beats many units with a few upgrades. That's like the one thing you need to learn from this rack if you take anything away from it. By the way, it's really good. So now your main goal from here is just to get to 200 pop. Never stop making vills. I recommend you always add a 4th TC on the way up. So either on the side here, just say take some wood, or you can expand onto one of these minerals. There's hills everywhere on Arabia these days, so expanding is so hard. But like in general, just try to get a 4th TC. And then just try to fully upgrade your units. So like general rule as well, you probably know this, but like 1 gold unit, 1 trash unit, 1 siege unit. So in this case, it's so obvious for me. It's like heavy CA, Magyar, Hussar, Trebs. That's like your comp. It's the best Magyar comp, and it's probably one of the best comps in the game right now. Magyar Hussar got a nasty triple buff, so going for that unit is nice. And yeah, bro, super impressive, man. Super impressive. Honestly, I wanted to roast you more, but I wasn't able to. You actually played really well. It's a shame. Like I usually like making fun of someone with these rec reviews. I don't know. It just keeps it interesting. It's not 'cause I'm not a mean guy, you know. I just want to like, I don't know. I think it sticks with you guys more if I make fun of you though. It's actually there's some reason behind it, and it also makes it more fun for me. But anyway, I think this would be a YouTube one as well because this one was like, I don't know. It was a good rec. I think this shows like the difference between a guy who's like actively using the Patreon trying to improve. Like you can just tell you play similar to what I teach, like houses at the back. That way you never get housed. Like that's crazy. Yeah, you're playing the game like structurally it's looking really good, so just keep this up, and I would say just try to be a little sharper with your early castle age, and you should be climbing to your goal of 1350 in no time. All right, bro, good luck out there. Peace. If you guys are watching on YouTube, like the video, subscribe, comment, whatever. Check out my Patreon link in the description if you want to play like Teen Come, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.